Hello! So today in my exotic table of oddities, I shall be unboxing or unpacking in this case a professional mah-jong set from Yellow Mountain Imports. Now this set, I've had it packed for over a year now. I haven't unboxed it yet. I'm still in the process of learning the game. But it's a really beautiful set that I got for a really good price off eBay. Because this was originally an $80 set. So I would have to pay 80 plus 40 shipping from America to Portugal. That would be 120. But this set in specific showed up as a new used item, air quotes. The reason for that is that it's still new. The pieces inside are still in the plastic. It still hasn't been touched. But it has already been sent to someone who sent it back. And as you can see, I think it's on this side, yeah, right. On this side, there's a rather kind of deep scratch in the outside box, probably from the previous shipping or return. And that alone means that it's marked as a used new item, and it cut the price literally in half. It was $80. I got it for 40 because of this scratch, even though it's still new on the inside. So I paid 40 for the set and 40 for the shipping from America, so I ended up paying $80 total to get it to Portugal, which was still $40 less than I would have to pay for an equal set without a scratch on the box, which I don't really care about. So as I open this, you will notice, as I said, that it's still new. There's a small leaflet from the seller, in this case it's Dolomite. There's a booklet on how to play Chinese Mahjong, although this booklet does a decent job of explaining the basic rules, but it's really superficial. And besides, I'm not sure if I'm going to learn the Chinese variant. I'm more interested in Hichi, which is a Japanese variant. And besides, I already bought a book to learn how to play, which is this one. I'm halfway through, and I still don't really know how to play it. I mean, I know how to play it, but the rules are easy, but the scoring your hand is the hard part. You have to memorize a ton of combinations that give different scores. So as you can see, the set is still new, still in the plastic. As far as I know, these are among the largest tiles you can get on a Mahjong set. They're absolutely solid. Usually Mahjong sets come with smaller tiles, but I wanted something big that I could hold in my hand, and these are really great. They feel heavy. Actually, the case is really heavy. I think this is over 20 pounds, or for my European friends, I think it's about 9.5 kilos for the case. So there's two blank tiles. I think they're supposed to act as replacement tiles for if you lose or break any of the tiles in the set. We have the wind marker. That's where you can set up the prevailing wind, which has changes the rules somewhat. It also bundles a couple of normal dice. These are just D6 dice, and I'm not really sure what these are used for, other than deciding the initial turn order or seat order. Because from what I've been reading in the Mahjong book, they're not really used for anything so far. There's no mention of dice whatsoever, but who knows. Other than that, it's just 144 pieces, which together, once again, add up to about 10 kilograms. They are really pretty. And I'll be unpacking them now. Oh, this can be moved. I didn't even know that. So even though there's 144 pieces, let me push this back. I can just put it here. Even though there's 144 pieces, I think only the Chinese variant uses the entire set. As far as I remember from reading in the book, both the American and the Japanese variants only use 136 pieces, I think, which is basically you have to remove these two sets, which are the flowers and the seasons. The seasons, well, you need to know the Chinese characters because this set is some sets come with the Roman numerals for those who don't know the Chinese numerals. This one doesn't. So these pieces don't really have any numbers because you can just count the bamboos on them. But these pieces usually, most sets will have the Roman numeral in a tiny font in the corner, like 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. This one doesn't, so you actually have to get familiarized with the Chinese characters from 1 through 9. Although in my case it's not really that difficult because I think most of them, if not all, are the same as the Japanese ones, which I already know. Then there's the winds, 4 of each wind. North, south, east and west, not sure in which order. I have to check that. I think this is east, but I'm not sure. These 4 are the red dragons, the green dragons and the white dragons. White dragons are usually either a frame on the piece or it can be one like this. Some sets have white dragons that the pieces are just blank. But most sets usually have a frame, either black frame or blue frame or whatever. And there's the circles, which don't require numbers either because you can just count the circles on the pieces. The pieces have simple backs, they're just uniform white, which is different from most sets again. Most sets usually have the back half of the piece in a different material, usually plastic or some sort of PVC, and they are colored or have some funny pattern. This is just a simple professional set with all white pieces. So I guess I'll just unpack. I don't think I'm going to unpack all of them because I don't really need to unpack them yet because I won't be using this that soon. I guess I'll be unpacking this one because it has all the pretty tiles, the dragons and the seasons and the flowers. So let's put these to the side. Guess I'll put them back in the case. The dice and the wind dial and the replacement tiles. Right, so let's see. Right, so I used a pair of scissors very carefully because I don't want to be scratching the pieces right off the bat. Although these seem rather resistant, I still don't want to push it. Now, a lot of people are familiarized with mah-jong sets or mah-jong pieces because they play something that's usually called mah-jong, but it's in fact usually more accurately described as mah-jong solitaire, which is having a pile of these and then removing them pair by pair. Then there's some rules because some pieces are stuck under others and cannot be moved. It's a rather annoying misconception that people think that is the game of Mahjong. That's just a solitaire variation. The real Mahjong, as you can see from a book to learn how to play with about 250 pages, is something akin to, I guess, Chinese poker, but a bit more complicated because in poker you have the flush, the full house and a few other combinations. In Mahjong you have dozens, if not hundreds of combinations, and certain details as these are bonus tiles, and in some rule sets if you draw one of these you have to immediately discard it and you get bonus points, and then you get a new tile. And then some tiles like the dragons and the so-called honor tiles or the terminal tiles, which are the first or last numbers in each series, like the 1 of circles, the 9 of circles and so on, are worth more points. But yeah, that's it. I guess as long as I'm not used to playing, and as long as I'm not using the set, I guess I'll display it somewhere because it is rather pretty. Well, thanks for watching.